It's a bear. Good morning. Hey, what's up? It's not even good morning, it's good afternoon. I have to apologize. It took me a while to get this video out. So, good afternoon. This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. And as you can tell, I have the live Deerfield Beach cam. This is not the Lauderdale by the Sea cam, pier cam, but this is actually the pier cam in Deerfield Beach. All kinds of cool fish, beautiful water clarity today. I've seen, everything from tarpons to snooks, and there you go, big barracuda just swam right by there. Wonderful live camera. I could sit here and watch this all weekend, and in fact I hope to be out here fishing, catching some of these fish, not that guy or that guy, of course the more tasty fish. So happy 4th of July, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful, happy 4th of July weekend. And if there's one thing we can talk about here real quickly, and as I always say, I'll try to keep this show short, is what is the 4th of July all about? What is the celebration of our freedoms all about? And why that's important in so many different ways. Well, I don't need to explain that to you. You're gonna see it all weekend online. You're gonna see it all weekend on television. You're gonna see it all weekend. Well, hopefully you'll see it. The reason why we celebrate 4th of July. And brings me to a couple questions. Why we celebrate 4th of July. Sometimes too, is to be critical of things that aren't really good for us all the time. And I love the saying, before you judge someone who implicitly trusts the government, walk a mile in their shoes. Something I've covered a couple times this year, and I've mentioned many times. And the other thing is the media. And I kind of like this meme. It says it all. And just like that, little Susie cured the worst virus of all. And sometimes the worst virus can be the narrative, not the facts, but the narrative. And how often are we given a narrative that often turns out to be not factual? It happens just too often. And who does it happen with? It happens mostly with corporate media and unfortunately, our governments. And let's move along from there, because, you know, America is not about corporate media. America is not about our government. America is about the people. You and I, even the people we disagree with. It's, we're all in this together. Our common enemy is not each other. Our common enemy is, in my opinion, common enemy is a big overpowering governments, which we've already threw off our back once in our history, and people that lie to us for their own benefit, to manipulate us. And as gold and silver and precious metals people, you all know about manipulation. We've seen it. We clearly talk about it. However, the nice thing about being, I'm going to use woke in a different term. The nice thing about woke in precious metals and being woke as a patriot is that you know how the game is rigged, and you see it more and more, and you're trying to teach other people that. Well, let's take a look at precious metals today. It was up a little bit. Let me hit the refresh button, because it did take me a while to get this show done. And again, I do apologize for being late. I really had, I got to tell you, a big brain fart today, if you excuse the expression. I just couldn't think of what to talk about. 4th of July, we covered so many subjects. Good thing it's a long weekend. I am closed on Monday, and I hope most of you have a long weekend as well. So a nice long weekend as well. But yeah, I had some trouble thinking about what to talk about, and I figured, hey, I'll just let it fly like I normally does. Hopefully I can teach a few things and give you guys what the best deals out there are. So let's talk about metals here and see what's happened overnight markets. Wow, look at the high there. Didn't even notice that myself, but we're at 1784.33. And this is Friday, too. Hopefully this is a good sign of a higher open on Tuesday. The coin said a bear. I have to admit, I had to redo this show a couple times, videos, re-record this video a few times. And it did show a bull a couple times, but I don't know how to call that. I always call it whatever I flip it when I actually do the video that I'm going to produce, so if that makes any sense. So today's was a bear. There was a few bulls before that on the recorded videos that got in the trash bin. You never heard them, so I don't want to hear them either. Let's see here. And again, I had a hard time thinking about what to talk about, as you can tell right now. 1775 to 1795, $20 range there. Currently sitting at 1784. I like what I see today. We do see some strength. However, monkey hammering is not over. We're going to continue to see that in this bull market, and we are in a bull market for gold, silver, and platinum, folks. It's just going to be a choppy bull market. Silver right now ranges 26 to 26.53. Nice 50-cent move there. We're at 26.42 currently, and platinum 1087, and the low 1081, 1097. So we're nearing that $1,100 mark. So I'm liking this, and it's still, even though you see up prices right now, don't, if you miss these dips that just happened recently, out of you didn't have the money, or you're a little bit fearful, or you thought it might go down, relax. You can still buy at these levels. You're still going to be fine. I like, anything gold below $2,000 seems like a deal. Anything below, $30 silver seems like a great deal. Anything below, $1,300 platinum sounds like a great deal to me. So, keep buying, buy the dips if you can, and if you miss the dips or you just mistime it, relax. You're still in a good bull market. And remember, this is remember, this is about wealth preservation. This is not about getting rich quick. However, you can make a lot of money in precious metals given the right timing. And let's take a look at gata.org and what kind of articles are going on out here. Let me look here. I kind of didn't get a chance. This was pretty cool. Ohio becomes 41st state to end sales tax on gold and silver. And at 41st, I didn't even know there was that many out there that don't have sales tax. Florida, we got rid of sales tax many, many years ago. My father actually was involved with the removal of Florida sales tax on coins and currency and most precious metals as well. Although Florida still does have sales tax on precious metals if you're spending less than $500 and it's not a U.S. product. I find that a little discriminatory against smaller buyers. And but that is Florida law, and we're fortunate not to have sales tax because, again, I guess there's still plenty of states that do have sales tax on coins and precious metals, unfortunately. Good article here, and I recommend, again, gata.org, great site. If you're new to my videos here, I highly recommend you put this on your bookmarks bar and read it once a week. You need to know who the players are. These guys are really smart, and there's some good articles they run as well. Indian crypto exchange struggles as bank cut ties after frown by central banks. So the Indian central bank basically is put a damper on cryptos, and I've said this over and over and like a broken record, and any of you that follow my videos know that from day one doing these videos, when I'm talking about cryptos, I've said that governments, and it sounds like my mantra now, governments and banks hate let me say banks and governments, because banks are really in control. Banks and governments hate competition. They're just not going to deal with it. When cryptos became a source of competition, this is, and we really have recently begun to see it. We just recently begun to see all this hate on crypto by the central banks, and India allowed, they've allowed it to happen, kind of, cryptos. And as I have always said, two things are going to happen with cryptos. Are you going to completely close them down, which some countries have done, like China, or they're going to highly regulate them. And if they're highly regulated, what exactly is going to happen next is you're going to have the big whales and the big institutions involved with them. And that brings me to the next article right here, coincidentally, which says, Pam and Russ Martins wrote this, hedge funds are getting 100 times leverage in cryptos, which means that if you thought you were going to play in that market, that casino, the crypto casino, on a fair basis, maybe at first you could have, and for a while you could, before the whales got involved with it, before governments get involved with it. But it's just not going to happen now, folks. Once governments and these big whales, these connected corporations, I should call them, crony corporations, corporations that are involved with government directly, or pay them enough money. Or you ever notice how, like, Goldman Sachs has CEOs that end up becoming the treasurer or something, or working for the government in the econ sections. It's just crazy. There's such cronyism going on with these big giant banks and these big Wall Street banks and government, sadly. But that's happened for many, 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 many years, decades. It's just getting worse. And it's no worse than the military-industrial complex, which is firmly seated or got their foot in the door in Washington. But I digress. Jeffrey, when the U.S. gave up gold, good. I'm not going to read any of these articles today because you got a long weekend too. So if you haven't read these, I highly recommend you do. I'm going to just go over the topics, a few things here, and it's stuff we always talk about. When the U.S. gave up gold, and this is about, it talks about, a really good article too, talks about when Nixon took us off the gold standard and how that works. And anyway, I don't want to go into great detail here, but certainly worth reading. Are you ready for the next big? I talked about this yesterday. Dave Crangel says, "Are you ready for the next big move in gold and silver?" Yes, I am, Dave. I think I said the same thing. It wasn't so funny though. U.S. All right, so I'm just kind of regurgitating some stuff we looked at. GATA.org doesn't always upgrade. Whoa, there we go. Sorry about that. Doesn't always put a new article up every day, but the great stuff they do put up. And these are guys not living in their mother's basements. These are all highly educated people in precious metals that run this website right here. Oh boy, yesterday's video. Let's talk about yesterday's video here real quick. And don't worry about a thing. Yeah, my video yesterday was more or less, you know, there's a lot of new buyers out there. For all you old stackers, you know, gold, silver stackers, and you folks that have been understand what gold and silver is all about. You know, it's not a casino. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's about wealth preservation and long-term, you know, making money in the long term as well. And when you see these downs like we've seen in the last year, when gold's gotten monkey hammered by governments and their crony corporate bullion banks or whatever they use to monkey hammer down these prices, it gets discouraging. However, as I've always said, I'm a long-time player in these markets. I'm not discouraged at all. Not at all. I see the big picture. I see the macro picture. I see where it's going, what's happening. I see the manipulation and all. And I know, you pretty much know who's doing it. So, and the other, and sorry about that. I'm getting excited. The thing is that they cannot manipulate these physical markets for the long term without it blowing up in their faces. And this is what Basel III was kind of about. The other thing is gold has always been around as a form of real money. This is why central banks own it. Over the last week, how many articles have we talked about that central banks are increasing the amount of gold? And why does central banks, the people that create artificial fiat currencies, they pawn that fiat, they pawn that, and we talked about Gresham's law, about bad money driving out good money, which means that given the choice, if people had the choice to, if gold was considered real money and you could spend gold or silver as real money if it was coined, think about this. Just think if the U.S. government magically got smart. And they decided to start printing dollar and $5 coins with an appropriate amount of silver in them, or appropriate amount of gold for a $100 coin or whatever. And they started using that competing with the Federal Reserve fiat dollars. And you got paid, for example, by your employer. Your employer said, "Hey, I'm going to give you half your money in fiat dollars and half your money in gold, real U.S. gold coins." Most people, and this is Gresham's law, if they're going to save any part of that, they're going to save the real gold coins issued by the government. They're not going to save the fiat, which is a worthless paper dollar bill. And that's what we were talking about yesterday too. And I don't want to go long-winded on that, but the whole point is that the United States is the longest surviving fiat currency in history since 1972, since Nixon said we're all Keynesians now and took us off the gold standard. It's all downhill from there. They can't manipulate it for long, folks. They've been trying for a long time, but that's what I would make my point yesterday is don't worry about a thing. Everything's going to be all right. So let me go over a few comments here since I am so late on my videos, and it is a weekend video. Audrey Matney says, great video, keep stacking. Thank you very much. The Silver Tard says, I live in, don't mind, I just abbreviated your name, sir, or ma'am, I'm not sure who you are, but, or either. Silver Tard says, I live in Omaha, Nebraska. A friend of mine lives in Fort Lauderdale. I'm saying, hey, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And really, that brings up a good point. I am only a local brick and mortar. We don't do any online sales. So if you give me a call, I can't help you with any sales or anything like that, unfortunately. This is why I'm always encouraging you to find a good local dealer. Thanks, Silver Tard. I appreciate you sending them over. Jack D says the USD to silver ratio was over 4,000, but it's dropped to 3,100. Any thoughts? I got to tell you, Jack D, I really don't quite understand the U.S. dollar to silver ratio. I didn't look and see how they do the math, how they come up with that ratio. I understand it somewhat, but you probably understand it more than I do, quite frankly. And just because you asked this, maybe I'll take a look and try to understand that ratio on the debt clock we showed the other day a little more. And again, Jack D is talking about the debt clock that was on yesterday's show. Some of you are familiar with it, some of you are not. If you're not familiar with the debt clock, watch yesterday's video. It's pretty cool. Joey from Seattle asked me, good morning from, not asked me, but from sunny Puget Sound. I've been following the work of J.P. Cortez. No sales or capital gains tax on silver, gold and silver, J.P. Anyway, I'm not quite sure what you're talking about there. I guess I'd have to take a look. I'll take a look at this if I get a chance here and do a Google search for it. I haven't found anyone that can beat my military discount. I get $500 plus price no matter who. That is pretty cool. You get the $500 discount price, but you know what? Your local coin store should offer that. Should offer the large discount price. But that is really cool that they do that, and glad to hear that, Joey. Again, I beat the prices of JM, SD, and APMEX Bullion, and I've always said they're good companies. I don't find anything wrong with them. I just always prefer to have people deal local. It's really important. I think you should keep the money local, not ship it out to some other state. Where it's never to be seen again. Thanks for watching, Joey. Appreciate it. And Tim says the time has come to religious stuff here. I suppose there's some religion that I guess I better not go there. I don't want to say either way, but I'm not anti-religious and I'm not particularly religious. I'm agnostic, and that's probably more than I should say right now. But thanks for watching, and Tim, I really appreciate it. You have yourself a great day. Silver UFO. The day isn't complete until I hear monkey hammering. It's just monkey hammer. Every day we get monkey hammered somehow, so it should be a pretty common word out there, monkey hammered. But side note, you keep saying eggscape instead of escape. Do I say escape a lot? Where am I trying to escape to? Man, I'm sorry. I probably slurred my word. Eggscape. Let me think. Eggscape versus escape. Escape. Thanks, Silver UFO, for watching. Appreciate it. Have a great day, and have a great weekend. Michael Matthews, yeah, I'm actually, believe it or not, Michael, I already drank it. I got the show video done so late today. It's almost noontime that I made myself a big green tea, matcha tea, or whatever they call it. It's so horrible tasting, but I know it's good for me. So I just loaded up with a bunch of honey, which is odd for me because I drink my coffee black. So, hey, thanks for watching, Michael. Appreciate the you watching and daily videos that we run here. Rick Blick says, Silver Eagles. Rick, thanks for watching. I know you've been with me for a little bit. Do appreciate you watching, even if we may disagree on some subjects like this, for example. Silver Eagles are the best, especially with all the counterfeit crap out there, and people also make sets out of them. Any dealer will buy Silver Eagle bars before bars and rounds. They're only going to get remelted. They're going to. Let me answer this by a couple things, Rick. This is not true necessarily, sir. I can't speak for your local dealer, but Silver Eagles, I love Silver Eagles. Don't get me wrong. I just they're overpriced. At spot plus $9 to $10 are just overpriced. Period. That's not a silver investment. That's a collector value. It sounds like now, especially with all this counterfeit crap out there. Well, I'm on the front lines, Rick, and every day I deal with people coming in selling us. I'm a rare coin dealer too, so I have a good handle on counterfeits. And every day I see counterfeits come in our store, whether it's rare coins or bullion-related items. We have the machinery, but 99.9% of the time I don't need a machine. I can just look at something and tell you if it's real or not. And here's what I can tell you for certain. If a person cannot tell you what a real silver or gold bar looks like. They're unlikely to tell you what a real gold eagle looks like. Now, eagles, granted, if you had if you've dealt enough of this product, and you've obviously bought enough silver eagles, Rick, you could tell a real one. You've bought enough to see them side by side, but most people haven't. A lot of new people haven't. If I gave you a bunch of 1-ounce round silver bars and that's all you bought, and then I gave you a fake one, you'd probably be able to tell that one as well, Rick. So that's my point out there. Just because it doesn't make it any easier to tell a counterfeit for people that have no clue what counterfeits look like. Bars don't get remelted. The bars, the 1-ounce, 10-ounce bars there's 1-ounce bars made by Silvertown that were made 30, 40 years ago, maybe even longer. I don't even know how long they were around at one time. And other private mints that are still trading today. Engelhard bars. There's Engelhard 100-ounce bars that are 40 years old that are circulating still today. So no, that's not true, sir. Or they're going to sit in the showcase when the market starts turning down. No, they don't sit in the showcase either. The people buy on the downturn. Nothing sits around. I mean, I can sell every piece of inventory if the market was dropping dramatically, instantly, just about anywhere. So silver and gold have liquidity, so that's not necessarily true either. I would not pay more than $4 under spot for bars and rounds. And I don't blame you. You have your price point, sir, but may I also point out that you probably wouldn't be able to buy any at $4 and under for bars and rounds right now. However, you could buy all the silver eagles you wanted at $9 to $12 over. Which is a better deal? That's a true question I got to ask you, sir. So much junk out there, but anyway. Everybody and their brother's making some kind of coin. I hope so, and you really don't know the purity. You have some really good points, and I'm not trying to say, oh boy, you go on there too. Listen, I won't go into all this stuff, but that's my opinion on silver eagles, sir. But I do, again, I like silver eagles when they were spot plus, $3, spot plus $4, $4.50 maybe, but at $8, $9, $10, I don't like them. Sorry. And that's just my opinion. I respect yours as well, Blick. Rick, and I hope everyone else learned a little bit of lesson from our back and forth here, and everybody has different opinions as well. Thanks for watching, Rick. I really appreciate it. Luca Beachy says, I am a brand new investor in metals, and your videos have been extremely helpful. One question, why does 40% U.S. half dollars do not go up as much as 90% U.S. half dollars in proportion? Yeah, you're right about that. The premium on 40% hasn't done very well. You could buy it very cheaply, but the return value is not that great either. It gets discounted. And I can tell you right now on the wholesale sheet, let me show you the difference here. Currently 90% wholesale bids and ask in between $1.25 and $3, right in that range. So dealers are paying as little as $1.25 over spot and selling for as much as $3 over spot to each other, to other dealers. That's just a wholesale price I'm sharing with you here, folks. And that's a wide range, I know it. But here's 40%, for example. 40% bid amongst dealers is minus $1 on the low bid, and and the ask, and what they're asking is as much as $1 over. So that's a $2 spread. That's a really tight spread there. It's a good deal, but again, for some reason, retail investors just don't like 40%. Some of them have a hard time buying 90%. To them, it's not pure, and plus they have a hard time doing the math. Well, it's even worse with 40, and that's why, Luca. That's the best I can tell you. Thanks for watching. Robert Casanova says, what do you think about the Type 2 Eagle on the way? Do you think the Mint will give some kind of shortage excuse on the new one? A shortage on the new release? You know what, Robert? I that's collector orientated, and I love coin collecting, and I think that if you're doing it because you enjoy the hobby of collecting coins, it's a wonderful thing. You have an opportunity to make money on this stuff a lot of times, but not always. One thing I have to say in complete honesty is that most every new mint product since 1986, when it's first released, the price is astronomical. After, whether it's a couple weeks or a couple months, the price starts to decline on this stuff. It doesn't go up, unfortunately. There are some issues that have gone up in value, but almost everything the Mint has made since 1986, it's almost like stamps, when they started going on the stamps, commemorative spree in the 70s and 80s, and they produced sheets of everything. The U.S. Mint's just gone crazy producing, and it's a moneymaker for them, so I understand it. But investment, as a collector stuff, yeah, you stand a chance to make money. If you're trying to invest in that stuff, no. Will they give an excuse on the new release? Likely. That's what governments do, sir. Thanks for watching, Robert. I appreciate it. Linda says, I found some silver for $4.50 over spot. That's awesome. That's a great deal. Keep buying it for sure. And I hope you feel better and get some sleep. Yeah, I had a rough day the other night. I ate something bad. Didn't sleep the night before, so I slept really good last night, though. That's for sure. Rockin' Chucker says, data suggests debt will be 50 trillion by 2025, double in just 4 years. That's something else we talked about yesterday. Yeah, that's again, the debt clock is just ticking away on all of us. How do you preserve your wealth? Well, precious metals. Russ Land says 1 ounce 2009 Kangaroo versus 2001 King. Maple Leafs, $40 more premium on Kangaroo. Which one would you choose? I don't know. I would choose the cheaper, the one that's closest to the price of silver. Again, on a collector basis, I don't know what's rare, what's not. But as far as the value on the silver side, I always recommend pay the least premium you can over the price of silver for any product. Otherwise, you're buying a collectible. And let's see. Thanks for watching, Russ. Dave Koch says, here's a question for you. Earlier this year, silver paper ratio is going up. It was about 5,000. Now it's going to... Oh, someone else mentioned that earlier too, Dave. You may want to comment down there. I really don't know what the answer to that is, and I'm, just like I said to the gentleman earlier, not quite sure. But hey, thanks for watching, Dave. I really appreciate it. Have yourself a great 4th of July weekend, as well as the rest of you. And best deals. I'm going to go over best deals. Got a new spreadsheet here, so let's talk about that real quick here. Best deals out there, and you know what? Where is the one? This is absolutely really cool. I've talked about this many times. Some of the people are going out there buying U.S. Morgan and Peace dollars. What is the premium on those? Jeep, they got to be Peace dollars. Have got to be. Oh boy, where are the price on those? They're well over $30. And it looks like Morgan dollars are pre-21s are well over $40. And there's only 0.77 ounces of silver in them. So what is that? 17, 18, 19, I'm not even sure. Do the math. 0.77 times. Here, I'll do the math for you right now. 1 second. 0.77 times 2640.
The answer is 2,030.
Well, it's not 2,000. $20.38. So it's about $20.38 in silver in the U.S. silver dollar. But these are U.S. commemoratives. Remember what I told you about? Someone was just asking me about commemoratives and stuff, and were they worth buying? Well, most of them, as I said, since 1986, you can buy them for the melt value. Excuse me, I'm going to take a sip of this green tea here. Yeah, not bad. Put enough honey in it. That's like everything in life. Put enough honey on it. Tastes good. So since 1986, we've got these commemoratives we made, especially this, 87, the 86 Statue of Liberty. Right now, I'm looking at the wholesale spreads out there. You can pick these up $1 commemoratives for like melt plus $3 now. I mean, that's awesome. And that would be $20, same as a Morgan dollar, $20.38. So that's basically $23, $24 you can pick these silver dollars up for, made by the U.S. Mint, made by the same people that make the Silver Eagle, which is going to run you, $39 an ounce, which is crazy. You can buy these for $24 each, which is not much over melt. Maybe not any more than that, to 23 to 24 right now. Great frickin' deal if you're going to buy silver dollars and you want silver dollars that are made by the U.S. Mint. Good for you to know too, Rick Blick. These are a better deal than Silver Eagles. And let's take a look here. Best deals. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Best deals. Best deals in gold and silver. I'm going to go over the new spreadsheet come out. And I can tell you the spreads for everything except for 1 ounce and 10 ounce generic rounds, oddly enough. A lot of the other products has gotten even cheaper. 90%'s got a little bit cheaper by a quarter an ounce. It looks like 50 cents an ounce out there. Morgan dollars haven't, though. Well, let me just rephrase that. 999 product. It looks like the only product that's gotten a little cheaper is 100-ounce bars. There seems to be a lot of that available. But as far as 1 ounce and 10-ounce products, the premiums are still pretty high on those, and higher than I'd like to pay for them personally. So I'd recommend sticking with 90%. You can probably buy 90% out there for spot plus $4, no more, which is a good deal. There's 90% down there amongst. Oh, see, dimes, quarters, and halves. Stay away from the Morgan dollars. They're just overpriced. Stay away from silver eagles because, in my opinion, they're overpriced. If you want to buy collector coin, buy silver eagles at that price. Because that's essentially what you're doing. You want to buy silver, buy 90% or 1 ounce, 10 ounce, or 100-ounce bars. Much better deal out there. My recommendation is try to stay under $5 an ounce premium if you can. You're not very difficult, if not impossible, to do with Maple Leafs, Philharmonics, and a lot of other silver coins out there. But 90 is still a great deal if it's available. And as far as gold, same thing. Let's take a look at the gold spreads here I wrote down. And gold spreads, yeah, eagles are down a little bit as far as the ask goes, but they're still overpriced in my opinion. But they're getting more reasonable. Actually, not really. Looks like the wholesale spread on gold eagles is basically, there's bids out there as low as 55, 60 bucks over spot from other dealers. And I see dealers asking as much as 130, 135 bucks for their gold eagles. And maples seem to be better priced as well. So it seems like the gold products are coming down, and availability is getting better on gold. And the price of the premiums on gold has come down quite a bit compared to where it was. But however, this is not the case with silver. And again, yesterday's video I discussed, I think there is genuinely a shortage of real physical silver above ground. I also feel that governments and a lot of big major corporations and bullion bankers want to suppress the price because it's a strategic metal as well. Mostly governments would want to. Again, that's just my conspiracy theory. Well, that's really about it. As I say, I'm a local business, and I recommend that you deal locally only with a local dealer in your town or in your county or in your state. Try not to deal online unless you absolutely have to because you can't find a good dealer. And don't make the excuse it's not in your city, because if you have to drive an hour to find one, it's worth it. Keep that money in your community. Keep it in your state at least. Not only that, you're going to have to sell this stuff at some point, so you need to establish some relationships with somebody that you can drive to. That's really about it. This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. I don't have my typical picture up, but I find this absolutely beautiful. It's one of my favorite flag pictures out there. And remember what I said, the flag doesn't represent necessarily your government or the corporations that they're in bed with. Your flag represents you and I and our neighbors and even the people we disagree with in this beautiful country and the geography we live in. That's my opinion. Well, that's really about it. This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea, closing this out and wishing you all a happy and safe 4th of July weekend. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye now.